Next on this special edition of Apple Valley News Now, a massive investigation that resulted in dozens of arrests involved some unusual victims. Tonight, we're talking about hundreds of roosters recovered from suspected criminals.
Plus, a big construction project in Pasco is blamed for disrupting local businesses. Hear how the city is working to help bridge the gap coming up.
And grab your coat and umbrella tonight. You're going to need them. Cooler weather and even a winter weather advisory. I'll tell you where coming up in my First Alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now, special edition, on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner.
And I'm Austin Reed. Tonight, we begin with the project to replace the Lewis Street underpass in Pasco with an overpass.
Now, we've been talking about how that work, which is shutting down roads for weeks, is impacting local businesses. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma joins us in the studio with the latest.
Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Austin. Yes, we've been talking about how that... Hi, Austin. Alyssa, sorry about that. Had a little miscommunication here. I spoke to Pasco City Councilman for District 3, Leo Perales, to get an update on the federal funding that the city said it would find for the Pasco small business that were affected by the construction and overpass. Perales says that the Lewis Street overpass project affected about 25 to 30 businesses, and Perales says from the businesses that he's talked to, only 5 of them qualify for the federal funding that has been made available. The reason for that, Perales says, is because of all the hoops the application process has that businesses need to jump through in order to qualify.
There's a lot of red tape, if you will, with a lot of these federal programs, but that's what these businesses are going to have to go get. But then that opens them up to go and apply for different types of federal grants and other types of businesses or other types of business with the federal government with those federal dollars. So in the long run, it could help them if they choose to do so.
I'll let you know what those red tapes are that come with the federal fundings after the NFL draft. Live in studio, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Monique. Now, the Tri-Cities Regional Airport is back in the headlines tonight for familiar reasons.
Yeah, new flights have been added yet again. Alaska Airlines today announced a new nonstop service between PSC and LAX, Los Angeles International. The daily route will begin October 1, 2024. Buck Taft, airport director, told us that the LA Basin is currently the largest market for PSC without daily flights. In addition to direct access to LA, LAX is the busiest commercial airport on the West Coast and will provide connectivity to Latin America, Europe, Asia, and more.
I do know that our data shows about 1 person per day is moving from the LA Basin into the Tri-Cities. We know there's the LA, there'll be a direct link of folks traveling through into Mexico, which our top 2 international destinations are Guadalajara and Mexico City. This flight will connect with Guadalajara, and it'll also connect with all the vacation spots that our market travels to in Mexico.
Perfect. Airport officials also tell us that today's announcement continues PSC's growth for popularity in both passengers and airlines. Last year was the airport's busiest year on record. Alaska's flights to LAX will be the 3rd new PSC route to launch this year alone.
Well, we're getting towards the summer travel season, but it really didn't feel very much like it today. Stacy, what's going on out there?
That's right. Coat and umbrella. That's what you need tonight as we are seeing rain showers starting to move through our region this evening, all the way from the Kittitas Valley down the Yakima Valley into the Columbia Basin and foothills of the Blues, and we'll continue to see that. The guys are getting ready to hit the field and play a little baseball tonight, but it's going to be wet if you're heading to that game, so be prepared. 61 degrees, much cooler than we were yesterday. Our winds, though, are pretty gusty as the system is moving through the area. Wind gusts up to 21 miles an hour. Our sunset at 7:58. So tonight, look for temperatures not too cold, but 48 degrees, but wet. And of course, those gusty winds will make our feels like temperature even cooler. Tomorrow, we're going to hit 70 degrees. We'll have partly cloudy skies with a stray shower moving through. Gusty winds stay with us. Temperature trend for the next several days, we're going to be right about average. Not too bad. Finally getting a bump up in those temps by Wednesday of next week. So look for those scattered showers tonight. Strong gusty winds tonight all the way into Saturday. Possible thunderstorms. We're going to keep an eye on the Blues tonight. And guess what? We have a winter weather advisory tonight. I'll tell you where that's at coming up in my First Alert full weather forecast. Austin, Alyssa.
All right, Stacey, thank you. Well, 34 people indicted in a criminal conspiracy by prison gang leaders, and this is to traffic drugs and launder money across the U.S., mostly out of the Yakima area.
Yeah, Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us part of that conspiracy included a cockfighting ring.
Authorities discovered hundreds of roosters in the Outlook and Zilla areas being trained to fight each other and make money for the criminal organization. 2 suspects charged with unlawful animal fighting. Authorities believe occurred between June 2023 and April 7th of this year. According to court documents, 25-year-old Fernando Villegas trained the birds for a cockfight at the direction of 43-year-old Jose Alfredo Chavez Arredondo. Many of those birds now in the hands of Heartwood Haven Animal Rescue in Roy, Washington.
There are very few rescues and resources for these guys. And so because of that, we decided to help out.
But what happens after authorities shut down one of these cockfighting rings to those roosters who were used and abused for profit? That's coming up after the game. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. Now, Washington's court system is facing a potential crisis, and central and eastern Washington may be harder hit than most areas.
Yeah, the Washington State Bar Association has approved new case limits for public defenders. We've been covering this a lot.
Yeah, so those are the attorneys who step in to defend people who can't afford to hire a lawyer. You have the constitutional right to legal counsel if you're charged with a crime. But in Benton County, both the Office of Public Defense and the prosecuting attorney say the proposed limits that are being considered right now would drastically impact our justice system.
We're talking about 3 times as many attorneys all of a sudden, over the course of 3 years. The trouble is if the case caps are going down for public defense attorneys, that's kind of the hard deck of Sixth Amendment representation.
In order to prosecute cases, there has to be an opponent, right? The defendants have to be represented by a defense attorney. And if there are not enough defense attorneys, we simply can't prosecute cases.
Now, while the state Supreme Court is expected to adopt the Washington State Bar Association's standards, the Benton County Office of Public Defense is already working on solutions, like legal clinics to help clear up low-level offenses and recruiting from as far away as Utah and Nevada.
We are following up tonight with new information in the proposed levy lid lift for Franklin County voters. So we spoke to the Franklin County Fire District 3 chief, and he says with Franklin County's growth, this is desperately needed. Fire District 3's Board of Fire Commissioners announced a fire levy lid. The lift will be on the primary election ballot on August 6th of this year. The lid lift will fund additional full-time firefighters and 2 part-time firefighters during wildfire season, if passed. The chief says call volumes have jumped over 50% at about 63% over the last 5 years, and overlapping calls are about 30% of all cases. The overlapping and higher call volume are said to be the leading cause of delayed response times. In 2023, the fire district said that they responded to 882 calls, which 50% were emergency medical services.
And so we like to build up our reserves because we have some capital improvements that we want to make to our fire stations as we get busier and the growing and the demand for our services increases. We start to see, wear and tear on our equipment. But more importantly is we've got some outdated stations that would help, our community in response time and even with insurance ratings.
If voters approve the lid lift, it will fund the following: 1 additional full-time firefighter, 2 seasonal firefighters for wildland, and build up a reserve fund or capital improvement at Fire Station 33. That's on Self Landing Road.
Well, it's official. Grizzly bears are returning to the Northern Cascades in the state of Washington. The record of decision was handed down this morning by the National Park Service and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Now, this decision has been in the works since 2022, and several calls for public comment have resulted in thousands of submissions. Grizzlies used to be plentiful in the region, but officials say due to human hunting, those populations declined. The preferred goal is to move 3 to 7 grizzly bears per year to a remote area of the North Cascades ecosystem for 5 to 10 years. And eventually, they're hoping this will establish a population of at least 25 bears total. Well, it's been a busy week so far for the Supreme Court. Today was no exception.
Yep, the justices are being asked to determine if former President Donald Trump should be considered immune from prosecution for anything he did while in office. Karen Kafa has a look at the arguments.
The U.S. Supreme Court hearing historic arguments Thursday over former President Donald Trump's claim of absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts as president in the federal election subversion case against him.
Without presidential immunity from criminal prosecution, there can be no presidency as we know it.
Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson pushing back on Trump's attorney's argument.
If the potential for criminal liability is taken off the table, wouldn't there be a significant risk that future presidents would be emboldened to commit crimes with abandon while they're in office?
Justice Brett Kavanaugh pressing the arguments of special counsel Jack Smith's office that there is no constitutional reference to immunity for former presidents.
It's not explicit in the Constitution, but also executive privilege is not explicit in the Constitution.
A middle ground ruling by the court could kick proceedings back to a lower court and further delay the trial of Trump on federal charges that he attempted to subvert the results of the 2020 election. But the court also weighing the implications for presidents beyond Trump.
You also appreciate that we're writing a rule for the ages.
The oral argument, stretching nearly 3 hours, took place while Trump was in New York, where his trial on criminal hush money charges related to the 2016 election continues.
A president has to have immunity. If you don't have immunity, you just have a ceremonial president. You won't have a
The Supreme Court could issue a ruling in the immunity case at any time before the end of their term in late June. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Former President Trump nominated 3 of the 9 justices on the Supreme Court right now. This case would not impact the criminal trial currently underway in New York, but it could have an impact on charges related to what happened during the 2020 presidential election.
Well, here in the Tri-Cities, we're seeing colder weather moving into the region, a chance of rain, and even winter weather. Stacey Lee is tracking that in your First Alert forecast.
Plus, we are looking ahead to what you can expect from the NFL draft that you can watch right here on KVUE ABC later this evening.
Wake up, people! Rotten sleep means rotten moods, rotten backs, rotten health. Rotten breath goes without saying, but you're in luck. Because during the biggest sale of the season, everything is on sale. Like the Summit Queen, now only $274.99. Save up to 50% on select Tempur-Adapt mattresses. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Kick that rotten sleep to the curb. Only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Race towards big wins at Wild Horse Resort and Casino during the $125,000 Derby Dash for cash and prizes. The track comes alive with over $13,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. Pick your lucky horse, jockey your way to victory, and ride away with up to $700 cash. Then join us Saturday, April 27 for a $15,000 grand prize. 3 winners will race towards the finish line, and the winner takes home $10,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often.
Sit pretty with spring savings at Meredith Furniture. Get $200 off all stressless recliners and ottomans, classic power-based recliners, home office chairs, and each seat of a stressless sofa, love seat, or sectional. Plus, get 10% off the new stressless Sky mattress and $50 off each stressless Laurel or Mint dining chair. Shop Meredith Furniture at First in Washington in front of Hobby Lobby.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
Dramatic changes coming for local public defenders. Apple Valley News Now prime time tonight.
Well, we are bringing you your latest local news early this afternoon to make room for the NFL draft, which is set to start in exactly 15 minutes from now.
All right, ABC's Rita Roy has a look at what we're expecting to see this evening in Detroit.
With the first pick.
All eyes on the Motor City tonight, where prospects will take center stage and wait for something many of these young men have dreamed of their entire lives, to hear their name called in the NFL draft. Detroit expects to welcome 400,000 visitors for this three-day event, which will showcase the city. Many of the top prospects also showcasing their fashion, trading in pads and helmets for their most stylish suit.
What's so great is when people actually come to Detroit, they are blown away because Detroit is not what they might have thought.
A record number of offensive players could be selected in the first round, with quarterbacks set to headline those first picks. As many as 6 could be selected on the first night, which would tie an NFL record. USC's Caleb Williams, widely projected as the top pick, expected to go number 1 overall to the Chicago Bears.
The quarterbacks, we have elite players at that position. 5, definitely, maybe 6 quarterbacks in round 1.
Wide receivers also a hot ticket. Ohio State's Marvin Harrison Jr. almost certain to follow in his Hall of Fame father's footsteps as a first-round pick.
Marvin Harrison Jr., great bloodlines. His dad, I scouted him coming out of Syracuse. The same passion, the same work ethic. Contested grabs go Marvin Harrison Jr.'s way.
Trades could shake up the first round. The one thing we do know, 32 names will be called tonight. Motown is ready for its moment. The Lions, 1 game away from making it to the Super Bowl last season. Now the city set to welcome players to the NFL. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And big changes in our weather. Our camera's shaking around. This is our Apple Valley studio cam. Windmills are blowing, and we are seeing some light showers through the area. Winds are blowing at 21 miles an hour, gusting up to 30 miles an hour or so. And unfortunately, those winds are going to be sticking around for a while. Check out how much cooler we are from just 24 hours ago. 10 degrees cooler right now in the Tri-Cities, 13 in Hermiston, 14 degrees cooler in Prosser, and 13 degrees cooler in Yakima. So definitely grab the coat and grab that umbrella. Here's the weather pattern that's moving through the area. The system will start to move south after today. We're looking at some snow across the Oregon Cascade Mountains, more wet weather on the Oregon coast, and kind of unsettled and scattered showers through our region. And get ready, we've got another system that's going to move in on Saturday, mainly on the west side, but we could see some of those showers move on over the mountains and nail our area like Saturday night. Let's take a look at Futurecast. This is what we're seeing right now on our Futurecast. Showers will shift to the east. We're going to be keeping an eye on the Blue Mountains south of Pendleton into the LeGrand area. Possible thunder showers developing there tonight. We'll continue to see rain across the Cascades, some light snow on the east slopes, and we'll continue to see unsettled breezy winds, mostly cloudy skies with stray pop-up showers here and there. As we get into our Friday afternoon, evening into Saturday, unsettled, cloudy, looking to stay dry but a little overcast with still more mountain snow and rain. Now let's talk about that winter weather advisory. It's for the southern Washington Cascades all the way down into Oregon. We're talking potentially a foot or more of snow at Mount Bachelor coming up in the next 24 hours. So be aware of that, but not unusual, but kind of unusual to see that kind of snow this time of year. Let's talk winds. We've been seeing gusty and breezy winds. Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities, 21 miles an hour sustained. Futurecast wind gusts are going to be picking up late tonight around 10. Even stronger winds here in the Columbia Basin. As we pop into your Friday, look for some breezy winds still in the Tri-Cities area, and then breezy kind of through the entire region. Westerly winds coming down the Columbia River Gorge. We'll see those winds picking up a little bit later in the day in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys as well. Temperatures around the area tonight, 30s and 40s, 44 Sunnyside, 43 tonight Yakima. We're staying here in the 40s as well, with Hermiston and Tri-Cities at 48 degrees. Foothills of the Blues, we're going to see temperatures there also in the 40s overnight, with showers and breezy and gusty winds. Mostly cloudy, stray showers tomorrow, and those breezy winds once again, majority of them right here in the Columbia Basin and down the Columbia River Gorge, foothills of the Blues. Let's take a look at your 7-day planning forecast. We've got breezy winds, slight chance of showers in Yakima. We kind of dry out, but we are unsettled into the weekend. Temperatures staying in that low to mid 60-degree range in the Yakima area. Now we're going to stay right around 70 degrees with breezy winds in the Columbia Basin. Most of us will be staying dry over the weekend, and temperatures cool off slightly for Monday and Tuesday. In Walla Walla, look for more showers. Again, the foothills of the Blues. Those mountains like to take the rain. 65 degrees. Breezy winds once again there on Saturday. Unsettled through Monday. Taking a peek at Hermiston, look for those breezy to gusty winds tomorrow and Saturday there as well. Should be staying dry, though, in the Hermiston area with those temperatures lingering in the 60s. And hopefully we'll start seeing those 70-degree temperatures come back to the area. Still to come tonight, I've got your viewer photo of the day. Austin, Alyssa.
Thanks, Stacey. Well, we know you're already making those weekend plans. Up next on Apple Valley News Now, we are talking about a sparkling event that's coming to State Fair Park in Yakima. Stay with us.
Jessica Jalor, Good Morning Northwest. Weekday mornings from 5 to 7.
It's the biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row. So get ready, because everything is on sale. Save on living, dining, and bedroom. Plus 4 years, no interest. But hurry, the biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row ends soon.
At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got you covered. We offer a variety of buildings and sheds that come with a 5-year limited warranty, free delivery, and setup. Whether you're ready to custom create your space or just need extra storage, we're here to help every step of the way. All in-stock buildings can be delivered within 7 to 10 days and custom builds in 3 to 4 weeks. So what are you waiting for? Find your perfect building or shed today with Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds in West Richland.
This weekend only at More Furniture, take a full 21% off your purchase and fill your home with our latest spring lineup. And right now, we'll donate your gently used furniture free of charge. Make an impact in your local community and allow us to remove and donate your items with this limited time offer. And you'll save 21% off your purchase. Only at More Furniture.
Why is my internet slow? There's only 16 devices connected.
I'm so over this. My cable internet bill just increased again.
My upload speed is so bad, I can't even run a stream without buffering.
Defeat cable lag. Switch to Ziply Fiber, America's fastest home internet. 25 times faster uploads. $65 less a month in cable. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply.
Save thousands on the new Revolutionary Swim Spa at a one-time sale. Friday through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Kennewick. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2024 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Benton County Fairgrounds. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
There aren't enough attorneys.
New rules could force counties to hire more public defenders.
We're talking about 3 times as many attorneys all of a sudden.
But even if they find enough lawyers, how will we pay for them? Counties in crisis. Apple Valley News Now primetime. Watch tonight after the NFL Draft.
Don't put up with rotten sleep during the biggest sale of the season at Denver Mattress. Right now, everything is on sale. Like the Summit, now only $274.99. Plus 4 years, no interest, and free shipping. Kick that rotten sleep to the curb. Only at Denver Mattress.
Welcome back. The 61st Annual Parade of Gems Rock and Mineral Show kicks off tomorrow inside the Modern Living Building at State Fair Park in Yakima. The event features dozens of gems, rocks, and mineral displays, some available for purchase. There's gold panning, wire wrapping, and also Ellensburg Blue and trash can volcano demonstrations, plus hourly door prize drawings, a silent auction, raffle, and rock animal making for kids.
All right, and a reminder tonight, we are on early this afternoon because of the NFL Draft that's just about to kick off. We will be back with more news this evening, and then tomorrow, local news starts even earlier. We're going to have a special edition of Apple Valley News Now for you at 3 p.m., followed by more of the NFL Draft, then the news at primetime on Friday evening. We'll also be right back with the final check of your forecast next.
Dramatic changes coming for local public defenders. Apple Valley News Now primetime tonight.
From Apple Valley News Now, here's your 2-minute take.
Welcome to your 2-Minute Take. I am Jason Valentine, coming to you from Lifetime Dental Care in Richland, right by the Walmart on Queensgate. I have Dr. Armani Mendoza with us today.
Hello.
Doctor, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. And, you know, one of the tenets of Lifetime Dental Care is making people feel comfortable when they come through the door and through the dental process. I would have to think that's the same for the people who work here. Is that true?
It is, yeah. It's really a great place to work. One of the things that I really like about being here is we have such a diverse variety of providers.
Okay.
And each provider really has their own niche or skill set that they're really great at and they really love. And so it's really fun. We all collaborate really well together on cases. For example, Dr. Morgan and I have done a couple cases together where I do the ortho or the Invisalign first, and then he's ready to restore kind of smile transformations with veneers, that sort of thing.
Sure, and that's something you can plan out with your patients, like kind of give them some options and like, this is going to happen here. Do you have any patients you can think of that you've had a really nice success with?
I do, yeah. I have one off the top of my head that I'm thinking about. We kind of saw them for a treatment, or actually Dr. Morgan saw him first, and he knew that he wanted veneers, but maybe the space or the bite wasn't such that it would accommodate veneers well without doing ortho or doing the Invisalign. And so we were able to do 3 to 4 months of Invisalign, get him in a good spot, and then Dr. Morgan was able to restore with veneers.
How long did that take?
Start to finish, I would say probably 8 months or so with ortho and veneer kind of process.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, again, if you have any dental issues, no matter how big or how small, they have the professionals here who can help you out. Dr. Mendoza, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
That's your 2-Minute Take.
It's the biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row, so get ready because everything is on sale. Like this unbeatable deal on the Skylar sofa, only $8.99. Save big on the Wolf Creek Queen bed, only $8.49. Get the 5-piece Gramercy Park dining set for only $6.59. And check out the Summit Queen, easy on the wallet for only $274.99. Plus 4 years, no interest financing. But don't miss out. The biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row ends Thursday the 25th.
No matter what roads lead you home, McCurley Mazda is about to make your journey even better. Whether it's cruising riverside highways, winding vineyard trails, or anywhere else your travels take you, now is the perfect time to upgrade your way home. Visit McCurley in the Pasco Autoplex today for this special offer.
Find your way home in a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 with 0% financing up to 60 months from McCurley Mazda.
Welcome back. We're taking a final look at your forecast. Stacey, you said winter weather earlier.
I know. Did you see that? Almost a foot of snow or more in the Cascades of Oregon. So kind of unusual. It happens occasionally. So a little bit random. But let's take a look at our weather photo. Great photo sent in from Larry Niels. This is looking down into Prosser with a burst of sun with a bunch of clouds. So you might see something like that tonight. So get your cameras ready. Scan that QR code on the right-hand side of your screen, and that is how you can get your weather photo uploaded, just like Larry did from Patterson. Thanks, Larry. All right, let's take a look at our weather for tomorrow. Out the door, temperature's not bad, but grab your umbrella, Walla Walla. Probably going to see showers on and off throughout the day. We're keeping an eye on that area tonight as well for possible thunderstorms, and we could see more of those tomorrow. So a little bit unsettled. Temperatures not bad. They're seasonable for this time of year. But yeah, just a little bit, not what I was enjoying all that sunshine we had earlier this week. So there you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Stacey, and thank you so much for watching. We're going to turn it over to the NFL Draft.
Yeah, that starts in just a few seconds, and then we'll be back with more local news and weather right after.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
Good night.